I'm wearing sunglasses right now because I have really bright lights on, and it's too early to even try and face these lights. You know, bare-eyed with no lens. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are back. We took a little bit of a hiatus, okay? Life. You ever just think about life? Or you ever just experience life? Also, just to let everybody know, I am recording this episode on my own. I don't have a producer in the room. The producer is sleeping on the job because for some reason I'm recording at 6:30 in the morning. So why would I ask her to wake up? Here's the thing. I'm going to be truthful. I'm going to be forthcoming with you guys. I was supposed to record this last night. Now, I know we've talked about this in the past. I haven't really been using the devil's lettuce as of late. And last night, I was going to record last night. I was like, okay, I have this whole episode outlined out. I know what I want to talk about. I know what's going on. I was coming prepared this time, guys. I wasn't coming without an idea of what I wanted to talk about or anything like that. But here's the thing. Your boy took a half of a bong rip at, I want to say 8:30, 9 o'clock. Now, after that, I had dinner. I get done with dinner. I come and I'm sitting on the couch and I already feel sleepy. Because when you stop smoking weed and then you smoke weed again, your tolerance is, I don't want to say reset, but it's definitely not where it was. So I don't know what the fuck I smoked last night, but that shit put me in a coma immediately. Within, I would say, an hour of ingesting the weed, I was knocked out on the couch. I wake up about 7 hours later and realize that it is now 4:50 in the morning. So I go about, I decided, okay, well, I can't go another day without putting something out. And we're gonna get caught up on what's been happening, the events in my life. Not that anybody wants to hear this, but I'm just trying to, let you know what's going on, and why we haven't been posting. But yeah, I woke up at 4:50. I was like, fuck, I have to record today because I can't go too long without posting. For some reason. I don't know what that is. I don't know who came up with that idea or whatnot. But yeah. So I was already feeling guilty because the last episode I released was not this past Friday, but the Friday prior to that. Now, last week it was a whole thing. And here's the fucked up part about it is that Monday and Tuesday of last week were probably some of my most effective and well planned out days I've had in the past 3 months. I was killing it last week. Monday and Tuesday, I was checking off all my little boxes of the things I want to do on a weekly basis, as far as walking the dogs, going on a bike ride, going on a run, all these different little things. I was fitting in. I was doing a really good job, and I was feeling very optimistic for Wednesday. In my journal on Tuesday night, I wrote something along the lines of excited to see what tomorrow brings, expecting positive vibes and good energy. I don't remember what the last term was, but basically Tuesday night when I went to sleep, I was on a roll, baby. I was feeling great. It's been a couple weeks since we dealt with the whole diverticulitis thing, been off those antibiotics. I think the last episode I talked about the wedding and whatnot. But yeah. So last week, like I said, totally killing it. Felt like I was, getting back to my normal self. And, and then I wake up on Wednesday morning, right? Wednesday morning starts exactly how Monday and Tuesday did. woke up on time, had my lunch prepared for work already, had time to make my morning coffee. I believe I even had breakfast that day, which is not usual for me. I don't really eat breakfast too much. I don't know. I mean, I know it looks like I eat breakfast every day, but I don't eat breakfast too often. So Wednesday, I go to work, yada, yada, yada. You know the deal. Your boy's got to pay the bills. We got to keep the lights on in here because I can't be shooting in the dark. And just to let you know, motherfuckers, if for some reason I ever didn't have lights, I would still shoot. I would record in the dark for you. I'd record in the dark. I'd record in a closet. I'd figure it out, okay? But what I had to do was go to work to keep the lights on, as the saying goes. I get to work, and I had to leave the office that I was at and go to another office. So I'm turning out of my job, and I'm driving. Man, I got music on. I'm listening to. I don't even know what I was listening to. I think I was listening to something like happy. It was like 9 in the morning. And I don't want to listen to like Juice WRLD at 9 in the morning. So I believe I was listening to like some sort of pop, some sort of dancey music. Maybe I was playing some Bee Gees, or just something good. I'm big on the vibes with the tunes. So your boy has to take the time to pick out a good song before we even put the car in drive. But anyways, I turn out of where I work, and I go down this little street trying to get to another street, and I'm going through an intersection. I don't have a stop. Next thing I know, a car just jumps out, not in front of me, but like, because I was already coming through the intersection. They just jump out and like, bam, smack me, man, like, bah, bah. Immediately I'm freaking out, obviously. We all know what's going on with, I don't know. I was just freaking out, man. If you've ever been in a car accident, you know how fucking weird you feel, like, in those moments shortly after the impact happens. Luckily, it wasn't it wasn't like a multiple car thing. It was just me and another car. But yeah, that's basically what happened last week, guys. Got in a car accident. Somebody hit me, and that's why I couldn't really record last week. I was dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. We were dealing with a whole bunch of stuff, talking to insurance, talking to all these different parties involved. So last week I just wasn't in the correct mental space to put an episode out. But anyways, dude, in other news, fucking Israel and Palestine. What the fuck is going on over there? Here's the thing. Don't if you think I'm going to give you an opinion that is based on anything factual, just turn this shit off right now. That's not what's about to happen. Okay? I don't know what the fuck is going on over there. And quite frankly, I really don't give a fuck what's going on over there. Well, not that I don't give a fuck, but more so just that there's problems over here, and I kind of feel the same way that I felt about the Ukraine-Russia situation, which, by the way, nobody is talking about whatsoever anymore. Ukraine and Russia just basically got forgotten. Like that guy, what was the dude's name that got drafted before Jordan? Sam Bowie? I think that was it. Or was it Bowie? I don't know, but they got... once Israel and Palestine popped off and they decided to go Call of Duty with the shit. I haven't heard a lick about Ukraine or Russia, but I'll bet you one thing. I'll bet you we're still sending those Ukrainians money. But I don't make the shot. I don't call the shots. I don't do anything. I'm just a guy speaking to a camera with nobody else in the room. This feels extremely lonely. But ultimately, I'm just trying to put an episode out, dude, okay? It's been a while. Like I said, last week was a whole tumultuous just 7 days. So I just need to put something out. And even though I don't have the producer of the show here, we know your boy can run it on his own. It can't be that hard, right? I don't know if I set the angle or the shots up right. and I couldn't figure out how to do the lighting without creating shadows. So I just turned these big lights on. And now I have to wear sunglasses because it's 7 in the morning, and if I took these off, I would look like I ate something sour because these lights are just like so aggressive. There's one right above me, and yeah. Ooh, man, yeah, I'm keeping these on. But yeah, guys. Anyways, Israel and Palestine. Like I said, don't really know what the hell is going on with that. And honestly, even if you go on Twitter or even if you go to news websites, how do you even know what you're reading is what you're reading? Over the past week or so, I've at least seen a lot of, what would you call it? False reporting, or not even false reporting, but just reporting that is not fact checked. And there was a situation with the Washington Post where they posted an article that had a picture in which they claimed were Israeli civilians, running or just a fucked up picture, bro. I don't know how to explain it, but it was basically they depicted it as Israeli civilians. I don't know how to say it, but they would just look scared as hell because obviously, And then what turned out being what actually had happened was that picture wasn't Israeli citizens at all. That was Palestinian citizens. And that is what freaks me out when shit like this happens, is that, and I know this is a thing that we all hear, especially right now, especially after just COVID and also after the Ukraine situation and just countless other examples of our news sources either not telling the full truth or kind of manipulating things in a certain way to either get us to be a little bit more sympathetic, or, I'm not even trying to identify what their intent is when they do things like this. It could just be an error. Maybe you see a photo and you go, hey, that, maybe, or the source of your photo says, hey, this is Israeli citizens running through the streets, running from rockets and whatever. I don't even know what they use. What do they use over there? I've seen some of the videos, but also I don't like to watch shit like that because it really does fuck me up. Just watching people be like, ah. But, yeah, man. I just don't know who to trust, and that's why, as of right now, I just don't even, as fucked up as this sounds, I just don't have, especially over the last week, I just can't dedicate time to, trying to figure out from thousands of miles away what the geopolitical implications of something of an event like this are. I barely have the mental capacity to record a podcast on a weekly basis and also get to work semi on time. So I don't think I'm going to be able to tackle understanding the Israel-Palestine conflict on my own. So I'm just going to wait till we get a little bit more information. That's the thing too. It's like I said, who the fuck do you trust? How do you know what you're reading is what you're reading? How do you know that a photo that they're showing you is actually what they say the photo is of? That's a really confusing part about being alive today. And I think it was probably even, now I think it feels confusing because we, as a people, given the last 4 years of the world events, especially post-COVID, people are definitely not trusting of the news, of the mainstream media, and of, just the storylines or the narratives that we are being fed from all of these different places. All of these fucking corporations, why the fuck are the Dallas Mavericks tweeting, we stand with Israel? Dude, just go win. Go fucking. Don't you guys have practice or something? Why the fuck are you talking about what's going on in Israel? And all of these other companies, too. I was watching playoff baseball. What? Why are we talking about Israel? I get it. It's fucked up. There's shit going on over there. That's real life stuff. Realer than playoff baseball. But also, I think, who the fuck are these corporations to be like, we stand with Israel? I mean, and LeBron, the LeBron one was the best. I mean, we all could have seen that one coming. If you know LeBron for if you watch LeBron, if you see what LeBron does over the past, I mean, just throughout his entire career, but more so later in his career. I mean, I could have saw the pro-Israel take coming from LeBron from a mile away. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, I just don't even know what to do as far as trying to understand, because every fucking person that like posts about the shit, I'm like, okay, dude, I totally get it. This is some fucked up stuff that's going on. But also, do we need 15 different posts on your story about some shit going on that really, as much as you'd like to think it involves you or has greater implications on you, in my opinion, and maybe this is just my uncollege educated brain, I don't know, dude. I just feel like you don't need to have, like, why do people feel the need to, like, pick a side? And I know this is such, like, a fucking beat to shit question, but, like, just all of the people that I see that are posting about Israel specifically, I mean, not to do this again, but college educated white women most of the time, they are the loudest, how do you say this? They're the loudest voices on social media about this whole Israel and Palestine thing. And I don't know, man. I don't have a problem with it, but ultimately I just think, with the way that I see it, when I see somebody post 10 times in a day about what's going on in Israel, what's going on in Gaza, what's going on wherever the fuck what's happening, is, to me, it just feels like thirst for attention. Because ultimately we've seen over the past couple of years, people really get behind things that from the outside don't really make sense as an American to really give a fuck about. Like, people will post 15 times, like there will be people posting 15 times in one day about the conflict in Israel and Palestine, and then drive past 30 homeless people on their way home and show absolutely, like, no sympathy towards that. But we're going to show sympathy towards a war that, quite honestly, has been brewing for 80 years with all these different types of attacks that they have gone back and forth with. And I don't know who's the aggressor. I mean, I can tell you who Kanye West would think the aggressor is, but I don't know who the aggressor is. I don't know. Like I said, I don't understand the political implications of what the fuck is going on over there. Sure, if you have family over there in either of those places, of course, that's devastating. Nobody should have to go through that. But also, if you're just a guy that lives in fucking Mission Viejo or lives like, what the fuck are we talking about, dude? Go grab a surfboard, go down to Jack's Surfboards and grab that nice sex wax, lather it on there, and go ride a wave and shut the fuck up, bro. We shouldn't be caring about this shit. And maybe I'm coming off not empathetic towards the struggles of these people, what's going on over there. But like I said, dude, I got shit going on over here that I'm trying to figure out. So how the fuck am I supposed to? I can't focus on me and focus on all of the things that are going on in the world. And that's what I've noticed about the people that post about this shit too much. Where, and I totally, like I said, totally understand if you're posting from a place of genuine heartbreak for these people, genuine concern for the health and safety of the people involved in this thing. Totally, bro. Go ahead and do it. But when motherfuckers just be posting, I stand with Israel, or I stand, whatever the fuck side you're on. But I mean, I feel weird even saying I stand with Israel. I feel like somebody can clip that. You know? I don't fucking know, though, dude. I don't understand what's going on over there. So all I want to say to you is that if you're just a person that lives in anywhere in the fucking world, not even just here, because I think that there's a certain sense of entitlement that Americans have, or that most Americans have, but like don't like to admit that we have, where you know, shit's fine. I mean, shit's not fine over here, but it's like there's no bombs going off over here, you know? So, I mean, the biggest problem I have to deal with on a weekly basis is like the price of groceries and gas. Groceries and gas are fucking killing me right now, but not going to get into that. I don't even know how long I've been recording. 20 minutes. Oh, wow. I did way too long on Israel and Palestine. It's funny how you can fill 15 minutes of time talking about something that you have no idea about. Man, so we talked about my accident. We talked about Israel and Palestine, I guess. In my notes, I wrote down what happened to Russia and Ukraine. I kind of touched on that. Oh my God, what happened to But yeah, man, I don't know. Part of this shit just feels like they're trying to keep something interesting, or not interesting, but just get your attention another way through the news cycle. Obviously, I'm not saying that this is not a real conflict that's going on, but I am saying that the mainstream media companies in this country are definitely reporting on one thing more than the other for a very specific reason that I won't really get into because, like I said, I'm not trying to be killed or like blacklisted by the FBI. But did you guys see that video of Taylor Swift fans at the movie that she released, where they're like, I think the movie is like that. It's like a concert, like a documentary or whatever you would call it, just like a concert, like a movie about her tour or whatnot. I didn't go to see it, obviously, but I did see videos of people that did go to see it. And the creepiest one was a bunch of these like Taylor Swift fans. They get up out of their seats. They're so fucking excited. They're so taken over with emotion by this. I mean, it must be a great film. Or maybe they're just reliving the concert in the theater. But that video of those Taylor Swift fans like holding hands in a circle, like on some Manson family shit, was really fucking weird. And I mean, I have people that I'm fans of that I've been to concerts for that I would give my money to. Dude, people like, I went to the Kanye concert, the St. Pablo tour, where like he was above us, and that felt a little weird to me too. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was there and I was like having a good time, but then like after the fact I was like, that was kind of weird. Like, this guy's just like standing above us. I mean, it was cool like to like be there and like it's like moving around and stuff. But anyways, all I'm saying is Taylor Swift fans are turning a little bit into like the Manson family. But like the Manson family, if they had more money and influence. That's what Taylor Swift is becoming. Which I kind of like. I kind of like that. I can see in Taylor's future her becoming a cult leader. Like, they're not going to go out like Jonestown. Is that what it was called? Where they drank the poison Kool-Aid? They're not going to go out like that. But I can definitely see Taylor becoming this charismatic cult leader figure, something like Manson, something. What was that fucking cult called in Waco? Was that a cult or a religion? What's the difference? If you can explain to me the difference between a cult and a religion, I'll Venmo you $5. Comment down below. But yeah, man, Taylor Swift fans freak me the fuck out. I never really liked her, obviously. I do like that song called Our Song. Our song is a slamming screen door. That song's fucking great. But outside of that, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I think her music is not made for somebody like me. But yeah, that video freaked me the fuck out of those little white girls and the movie thing. It was fucking. I just like pictured them singing "Ring Around the Rosie," you know. I don't know. Taylor Swift and what's his name? Travis Kelce. I saw this. Okay, so I'm gonna try and find this TikTok, and if I do, I'll put her in. But there was this girl. She was like a marketing person, which so vague. Like marketing people, they're just like marketing people. Vague term, but she was on TikTok and she was saying like, "Oh, when Taylor Swift went to the Jets-Chiefs game, she was saying, like, this is one of, like, basically she stated her case on TikTok that this was a move by Taylor's PR team to, I don't know if you guys know anything about, like, website ranking or, like, SEO, like, search engine optimization, but I don't know if you also remember this, but I think it was, like, last year, but Taylor was getting a lot of shit because of her private jet usage. And so, obviously, when somebody writes an article with the words Taylor Swift jet, that was what was coming up on the search results. So this girl basically explained that it was her hypothesis or her, this is just something that she thought about. And she said, basically, what if Taylor Swift's PR team had her go to that game? Because now when you search Taylor Swift jet, it's just articles about her going to the Jets game. And when she said that, dude, I was like, wow, we're living in a Monopoly game. We're living in a game. This is real life a game. If public relations agencies are really thinking on shit on that level, I'm blown away. I never even knew, like, that people did that. But when I saw that TikTok, I was like, oh shit, like, that actually does make a lot of sense. So I tested the hypothesis. I go on Google, I type in Taylor Swift jet. Obviously what comes up is every ESPN article for some reason about Taylor Swift being at the fucking Jets game. And if you on Google, you can, like, filter, like, your results, like prior to a date, or, like, most recent, or, like, least recent, or, whatever. And prior to her going to the Jets game, if you typed in Taylor Swift jet, it was just article after article after article about some fucking liberal white retard talking about how Taylor Swift's CO2 emissions or whatever emissions coming from her private jet was bad for the planet. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a true theory. I just think that that's very possible if we're talking about I don't know if she's a billionaire, but she's a definitely multiple of hundreds of millionaire. I can't imagine what her PR team is like. And I just think that if that is a true thing, that if they did do that, that is fucking genius. That's genius. Like, that's like GOAT level, like, Mad Men type shit. If they really pulled that one, if they really thought about it that way. Maybe she's just speculating, and maybe she's wrong, and maybe this theory doesn't make any sense. But I gotta say, from the outside looking in, it looks like that made a lot of sense once I went on Google and did my little research. So, yeah, Taylor Swift is, Taylor Swift, man. I keep forgetting my iPad password because I never use it. Last thing here, we're coming close to 30 minutes, man, but I did want to talk about the pain that is being a fan of the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, to lose in the first round to a team that we have annihilated for the better part of the last 15 years in the regular season. And I mean, the Diamondbacks never really even made the playoffs, so we never would really see them in the playoffs, I guess. But I mean, to not win a game against the Diamondbacks was one of the most heartbreaking experiences I've ever had as a sports fan in my entire life. And I think I figured out the root of the problem. And it's not the fan base. It's not our coach, or it might be our coach, but I don't like to blame coaches. I think it comes down to player performance. So I'm not going to put this one on Dave Roberts, but hey, Mookie Betts, just one request for you, brother. If you're going to start a podcast, which this is hilarious because the podcast is called On Base, which you didn't do in the playoffs. I think him and Freddie Freeman went like 1 for 21. Yeah, it's called On Base with Mookie Betts. Hey Mookie, can you just focus on being on being good on the field? I love you, brother. You brought me my first World Series championship as a fan of this team in 2020. But can you just save the podcast shit for the end of your career or like for the off? Dude, if you want to do a podcast in the off season, go off, man. Do it. But during the season, Mookie, I need you to be in the fucking cage every single day. Live BP every single day. Because I'm sorry to say this, brother, but your contract is way too much money that anybody should ever receive to play a sport. So can we please stop focusing on a fucking podcast on Bleacher Report and maybe focus on the thing that you get paid to do? That would be great. Leave podcasting to mentally unstable, borderline, neurodivergent people like myself. You don't need to stay in your lane, Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts, you need to stay in your lane, man. You want to start a podcast, bro, or you want to have a podcast, bro? Do it in the off season. But from March to October, I don't want to see any podcasts from you. Shit, shoot them in the off season and bank them. Like, do something like that. But I don't know, man. This guy's over here fucking starting a podcast coming into my lane. How would Mookie Betts feel if I went over there? If I went down to Dodger Stadium and took BP in front of him? How would he feel if I come down to Dodger Stadium and then they give me my little locker and my little jersey? How would he feel then? So this is a message to Mookie Betts. Stop fucking podcasting, for the love of God. Because you can't even really be yourself. This is on Bleacher Report, so it's like, I mean, they can't curse. They can't, like, you know, this is like obviously, it's like it's one of those podcasts that, like, people watch, or like, I feel like people don't watch this podcast full episodes. I feel like this is more of a situation where these podcasts are created simply to get clips that are then posted on social media and stuff like that. But yeah, man, Mookie Betts, please just stop with the fucking podcast, or like I said, do it in the off season because you're really coming into my lane right now, and I'm gonna need you to pipe down, bro, because you don't want me to pull up to Dodger Stadium, dude. All right, that's all I gotta say about that. Today was a weird episode because, like I said, didn't have a producer, but we made it work. Thank you guys for tuning into Loose Ends. We will be back later this week with even more rants and raves about stuff that's going on. Sorry I did a little too long on Israel and Palestine. Like I said, I just don't know what to think about it. So I think a way for me to figure out what's going on, or at least how I feel about it, is to verbalize it. So thank you for listening to me talk about geopolitical world issues that I have absolutely no background knowledge or understanding of for the 15 minutes that I did. Like I said, thank you guys for listening to Loose Ends, episode number 6. I think I'm going to call this one Zelenskiaga. Like, I mean, I'm not going to explain it, but you know what I'm saying. Zelenskiaga. That's the name of the episode. But yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in.